Okay, fine. So in the second session of the first day of season 3 of our live presentation, all the students in the second slot are welcomed, and you are going to make your presentations on modern literature. Remember, your time is exactly 7 minutes. Your time is exactly 7 minutes. Be very careful in managing your time when you uh, uh, make your presentations. At the end of presentation, two students will ask a question to the speaker. Two students who are following in the roll number, they are supposed to ask the questions. Others, if they want to, they can ask depending upon the time that we have. So if, for example, if it is the last student is Rita, then Rita will be asked question by Kavisha and Kinnari. That cycle you have to maintain when you ask the question. So within that group of 9 students, you have to ask the questions there. We will evaluate you in Google Classroom with the help of rubric. That evaluation will simultaneously will go on doing, and you also have to note down the marks. So you have to do peer and self evaluation. You already have received the links, and all the links are given in Google Classroom, where you are supposed to submit your PPT also. I hope you all have submitted your PPT also. If you have submitted the PPTs, and in case you have a problem in sharing the screen, then I can share a screen from here and you can speak from the other side. That also we can do. So you can ask me to share the screen and you can speak from the other side there. Peer evaluation and self-evaluation. Don't forget to do that at the end of the session. At the end of the session, you have to do peer and self-evaluation also. Okay, okay, and remember about the time. Don't read everything and waste your time. You have to speak. If possible, look at the camera and try to speak so your eye contact is maintained here. Okay, so we start with the first presenter of today. It is Kavisha. Yes, Kavisha, you can start.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Hello, viewers, respected sir, and my friends. Today is our presentation on modernist literature, and I am sharing my screen. So, in modern literature, we all know that things are changing. It's not just like the way traditional concepts and themes were repeated, but there is a recurrence of themes, but with a different scenario. As you can see in this picture, in this scene, that what this scene can signify. So the scene has a dining table, there are candles, so it's a dinner time, and there is an appetite, lavishing appetite, and what the people are doing, they are enjoying themselves with the appetite. So this is a party scene, and how the party scene is represented in modernist literature. That is, my presentation is going to deal with the party as a motif in the selected modernist text. And the selected modernist texts are The Birthday Party by Herald and Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. Here is the abstract. Now, what my study is going to do. Let us have a brief overview on that. The present study is going to attempt to analyze the party as a motif employed in two modernist texts. The scenes which are selected for the of the text are the dinner party scene in Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse and the Stanley's birthday party in The Birthday Party by Harold Pinter. Yes. Modernist literature have a certain kind of break. It is an extension of modern man's problem. So the modernist literature examines and evaluates and displays the modern man's dilemma, the problems, the existential crisis, the angst of the modern man. As and here is Terry Eagleton's one of the most relevant relevant thing. How he defines modernist literature. He defines modernism as a rebellious adolescence, which renews certain kind of themes and motifs and presents the modern dilemma. As well as throughout the text, I am going to attempt to aggregate the various filter fibers into the whole can be observed with which the research tries to fuse as a lamp to illuminate how the ideas of party are dominant in these two texts and what they symbolize in the text. Modernism, according to William Raymonds, can be defined as a rebellious nature of modern dramatic characters, as illustrated by an individual who is breaking away from the certain stereotypical notions of a hero. So the modernist literature doesn't have a legendary hero, but is a hero of day-to-day life. Here are the research objectives. The present study aims to observe the literary way the techniques when the symbols are repeating. See, till the 19th century, the modernist symbols by the 19th century, the party was viewed as something which connects whole humanity together, and the dinner table is serve its purpose as collection of all the members of family where they enjoy themselves. But here in modernist literature, it is not like that. So how it is not like that, and what are the principles, what are the governing principles which are governing the party as a motive? And there are serving principles also and the governing principles also. So the present study aims to observe the characters' behavior and their development while this motive is going on, and to specify how repetition dominates as a certain central theme. In Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, also Clarissa Dalloway plans to have a party, but that party results into complete failure. Again, into the Lighthouse, there is a dinner table party, and again in Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party, there is Stanley's birthday party. So how this motif of party is recurrent in a modernist literature, and how it is shaping the literature in such a way that it leads to existential crisis also, nihilism also, and it generates a new scope of looking at a modern man in different point of view. So the research questions would be, what is the rationale of this image and symbol, that is party, and in modernist texts how they are displayed, and how the recurrent motifs invariably appearing in the particular order in this text. What are the distinct differences? Like there are party scenes in both the texts, but how both the text differs. Then is research methodology. The methodology carried out is analytical view or analytical method for both the text, and with the use of analytical method and the detail with the reference of the original sources, this study is done. Motive. Yes, first of all, let us try to view what is motive. The motive is a conspicuous element, such as a type of incident device. We are using here incident as a device for analyzing the works of art. It is structural, yes. Party, the symbol of party was right from the beginning, from the Aristotle's times, where the Agamemnon and all such myths we have read, they used to have a party after war. So the party is a recurring theme, but as far as structuralism is concerned. But in modernist literature, how this structure, the stereotypical structure is contrasted and presented in a different point of view. To the Lighthouse. Yes, modern novels explores the struggles of self-realization and freedom also. It liberates an individual from the whole society and presents the dilemma of individual. And Virginia Woolf had produced two major texts, so that is Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse, which deals with the problems of loneliness and love, the affection of oneself towards his own self. And into the Lighthouse, Virginia Woolf takes a group of characters who go on a vacation, and then this scene of dinner party comes. Dinner party of To the Lighthouse. Yes, this slide is full of quotations from the original text, which presents the moral and psychological problems of the characters. In first, there is a reference of lights. Yes, this represents the joyfulness of the character. But in the second one, when the dinner party starts, this dinner party was planned by Mrs. Ramsey, and Ramsey is having an opinion that as she is the host, she will give her extremeness in proving the party as a massive success, but which results into character. Here the character gathers, but all the members of the family are in a dilemma and are in the crisis of their own. There is a group of individuals who are dining at the table, but all the individuals of these groups are facing such problems like what they have done, how far they will be remain active in their careers. They are in the group, but they are very much possessed and high weighted with their individual thoughts. When the guest demands the soup, Mr. Ramsey doesn't like that. Normally, in all the themes and of literature, we have seen that when guest demands food one more time, then the host becomes very much active in displaying her skills of cooking more precisely to the demander. But here, into the Lighthouse, Mr. Ramsey is of that opinion that a guest should not demand twice. So here, this is a kind of break from the traditional motives of party. Additionally, he is very much disappointed, and he is facing his existential crisis, like what have I done with my life? So he is very much burdened. This simple sentence of one line, simple question, is very much burdened with the thoughts of existential crisis and his notions of what he will do in future. And additionally, Lily Briscoe, yes, the artist, also is facing such a dilemma of how she will represent herself in society in future. And Mrs. Ramsey wants to impress the guest, so obviously she is in that kind of tension. Here also, this slide exhibits the original reference of the text to the lighthouse, and the candles. Yes, candles are set out on the table. Candles are symbolism of the light. It illuminates the room, but here it is illuminating the individual's perceptions or towards of themselves. Like, what am I going to do further? What am I doing right now? Am I serving my purpose as a guest or as a member or as a host of this dinner or not? Am I serving my purpose as an artist to the society? Why patriarchy is looking at women who are liberated women aspiring to be good artists? Why society is not giving her that liberation? So that are the things which the candles are illuminating. Are these people together in group? They are in group. Yes, they are in the dining table, dining and enjoying themselves from the outer point of view. But inside, they are struggling with the chaos within themselves. So it is deconstructing the traditional structural narrative of the party. Next is the birthday party by Harold Pinter. Yes, in the film and the play, there are certain elements, the trivial elements, which are highlighted from in the film from the camera language, and in the play by Harold Pinter's linguistic point of view. So both the play and the film are the modernist text. So obviously it will try to look at the text from self-realization point of view. It will highlight the triviality of life, and yes, time and place is most important with reference to social and personal context. Social regarding to society, personal means individually, focusing on individuality. The birthday party, yes. Here are the scenes. Whose birthday? Meg is going to plan the birthday party for Stanley, where Goldberg and McCann joins, and they create a party. We have this particular notion of having a birthday party means it's a joyful act for the person whose birthday it is, and for the society also. It's a moment of celebration. But here, as you can see, they play a blindfold game, and also they celebrate the party, but the result of the party is a complete failure. Additionally, there is a mess of the birthday party, and the Stanley, the person whose birthday it is, Stanley, is facing the violent and horrifying trap of Goldberg and McCain, and physical and mental violence is also there. Yes, emotional torture is also there. So what is the purpose of birthday party? Even if you look at today's world, like people are celebrating birthday, but what is the purpose of that kind of party? Yeah, the 1 year is going is vested in our life, and we have so much aspirations to be fulfilled within our life. But what we are playing, what we have, what till now, how far have we contributed ourselves to what we are doing with our life? So that's the question modernist literature raises through the motif of party. Yes, the motif is a literary technique that consists of repeated element that has symbolic significance in the literary work. And yes, party is symbolizing the individual, the crisis, the existential angst, and all the problems and issues which a modern man or woman faces in life. So yes, this is not a far-sighted literature, but it brings an individual with to somewhat closeness to his own self. So the motive in both the text, and we can see this Mrs. Dalloway also, are resulting into massive failure. Though the character styles a lot of things, but they results into failure. So what purpose serves this? But the birthday party serves is a big question according to the modernist literature. And individuals are tormented and wishes to be fulfilled from the shackles of the party atmosphere, and they wants to be free from this bondage of the party and dinner kind of things. Here are the references. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Kavisha, first you have still not uploaded your PPT in Google Classroom. Okay, so see that
Okay,
that is
sir.
done, so we can do it there. Okay, questions from students. Yeah. Yes, Kinnari, Komal, your questions.
Okay, there is no question by my side.
No, you have to ask a question. Huh? You don't have to, because if the first one will say that, then everybody will copy that. And because it is easy to copy the shortcuts rather than do some hard work. I know that the people who follow will be in a pressure of their own presentations, but that is what we have to learn. Huh? Under the pressure, under the duress, also we are alert and we listen, and something we ask. Because if the first one will do that, everybody will do that. Yes, Komal, do you have your question ready? You can put your question in chat also, or you can put it orally here also.
Okay, sir. Kavisha, my question is that you have said that birthday party is birthday is a wasting of our 1 year. So how can you see that if we want to celebrate our birthday or not? Can you please present your views?
Yeah, yes. Thank you for the question. It is very much insightful. So here, what my point of view is that we all are celebrating. Even I am celebrating my birthday, and people are joyful on the particular day. That yes, certain person is getting respected, and certain person is given full-fledged attention from the society and from relatives and all. But what modernist literatures give an insight is that this kind of parties are a full waste of time, because how can you celebrate a waste of your 1 year in such a moment? So you have wasted a year and not contributed significantly to the society, to the development of humanity in particular. So this obviously, yes, is the modernist literature says that it's not an enjoyable movement as such, because it is a moment to develop an insight or ponder upon one's own existence. Is that giving an answer to your question, Komal?
Yes, Kavisha, very well.
Yes, see,
Okay.
Komal, your camera is on in another device and your audio is on in another device. If possible, keep both the things on in the same device. So, if possible, then you are using two devices. But if this is this, you can do. Put camera and audio on in same device. Yes, Kinnari, is it there anything?
Yes, Kavisha, may I ask you?
Yes, sir. Please go on.
Okay, can you say that what is the influence of this idea that why you choose this topic?
Yes. As I also mentioned in the objective of my presentation, that this presentation aims to highlight what modernist literature has a different kind of point of view from the stereotypical notions or which the traditional literature carries of celebrating events. So yes, this is a novel perspective from which the modernist literature tries to display.
Okay, you reached there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. A good way of connecting both the parties that you have done. Dinner party from Lighthouse and birthday party here also. It was good point that how this futility of celebrating life, or rather you can use the word fakeness, fakeness of doing the knowing very well that it is not so. Still, we fake a kind of a thing unknowingly, perhaps. That is what existential philosophers are questioning also, that how we fake, and we normally fake so many things in life also, and parties are one of those things which we do that. This was the point. I don't know whether Dara or Dharti are present. They also made the same, they were reading the modern things. Dara was reading in an epic poem. So this was the point that was missing out, that you are reading a ballad of Mullen as an epic poem, but what is modernity in that epic? That was what was the point of worry. And also human relations. Dharti was reading human relations and importance of that. But what is that modern way of looking at human relations? That how you try to see that. So taking care of people, that is fine. That is taking care of that. But the modernist insight somewhere is that is there any other way of looking at this taking care also or not? That is why you have a parallel of parenting in form of Mrs. Ramsey's parenting, Mr. Ramsey's parenting, the Victorian parenting, and then the modern kids. They disliked that. For them it was a burden. That care was a burden. That care was a kind of a burden that also many people feel. So if you don't see this, then if you see traditional human relations are very important in society, psychologically it is, people know that it is very, but when it becomes a burden, when the care becomes a burden, then we need somewhere a modernist way of looking deep into the human relations and also psychology. Okay. Okay, fine. So once you end your presentation, let me share this screen here to let you know that in Google Classroom, we will keep on evaluating. So in Google Classroom, oral presentations of the modernist literature, and we have prepared a rubric, and based on this rubric, we are doing your evaluation. So as soon as you have completed your presentation, we will score and you can have a look at this also. In case you have any doubt regarding this, then you should you can ask a question later on, not doing the live, but later on you can ask a question in WhatsApp or in a comment also, so we can rectify your score if there is a need for rectification there. So this is how we will score this questions here, and we will return the score. Kavisha performed well by giving satisfactory answers also. And after you have done this, you have to do your peer and self evaluation in this form. This online form link is also given in Google Classroom. So here, after your session is completed, you have to be very careful. And while you are making being ready for your presentations, you also will keep on scoring. You make a use pen and pencil somewhere to write down the score that you want to give to the students. Okay? Okay, so let us come to the next presenter for the day, and that is Kinnari. Yes, Kinnari. Yeah, you can start your presentation.
Okay, yes, sir. I hope am I audible and visible properly?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay. May I present my screen?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
I hope it is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So very good afternoon to everyone. Here we are semester 3 students are going to done our presentation as a form of webinar. So today's my topic for topic is a feminism into the lighthouse, and I have took the topic from paper number 9, modernist literature. So let's have a glance on the introduction of the novel. The novel To the Lighthouse, written by Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf, landmarks of a high modernism, and the novel was published on 5th May 1927. Virginia Woolf used the language of psychoanalysis. Virginia Woolf pushed the light of English language a little further against the darkness. This novel is divided into 3 parts, and the first is the window, second one is the time passes, and the third one is the lighthouse. Okay, here's the beautiful quote by Virginia Woolf: "I am made and remade, continually. Different people draw different words from me." Okay, here's some information about the Virginia Woolf. Okay, so let's have a glance on my protagonist topic. What is the feminism and feminism into the lighthouse? What is a feminism? Feminism is a social theory or a movement with the purpose of advancing the status of females and protecting their legal rights due to the sexual determination and inequalities in the men dominated the society. The word feminism as a first used by Charles in 1837, and since then it has been gradually known by people in the word feminism represents on the most important social, economic, and revolutions of modern times. Okay, here's some another information about the feminism as a matter of fact. The history of feminist movements consists of 3 waves. The first feminism wave took place at the turn of the 20th century, in which Virginia Woolf was a prominent representative. During this period, women's suffrage movement was organized to defend women's right to vote, then accommodated by the women's liberation movement. The second wave was unveiled the 1960s. The focus on this wave was women's legal and social equality against patriarchy. As a continuation of the second wave, the third wave feminism began in the early 1990s. Okay, feminism in the into the lighthouse. With the development of feminism, the inferior position of a woman has been progressed, and certain achievement has been gained over the long launched champion. Okay, however, women in the some countries, especially in improvised region, are still oppressed by the man dominant society. Therefore, it is imperative to stress the importance of feminist theories, as the feminist from feminism, as well as the Profanish English writer Virginia Woolf in 1882 to 1941 devoted herself to the improvement of the living situation of a woman through examining her masterpiece of To the Lighthouse. The presentation aims the probing into the feminist ideas reflected in this novel by the methodology of literature review and text analysis. This study shows how Virginia Woolf put her feminine thoughts into this work. Virginia Woolf, in a certain Lilibrisco, defined a convention by allowing her to assert her independence. While the novel remained traditional in the sense that is included a female character who depressed to men, the inclusion of the woman, such a Briscoe, an independent thinker, shocked many readers in the modernist era. In her lifetime, she decided herself to the feminist literary criticism and adherence to women's right to through her work. Okay, here's another information about as a woman writer, Virginia Woolf formed her unique feminine consequences, which was rooted in her life experience and social background back then. Her concern and fascination with gender identities and with other women's life histories and fictions have shaped her writing profoundly. Character of Mrs. Ramsay. In this novel, Virginia Woolf's concept of a woman's role in life is crystallized in the character of Mrs. Ramsay, who is indeed Woolf's summary of the 19th century ideologies in motherhood. Is not merely goodness or light spirit and spell. She is more than this. She is the meaning of the novel. Okay, here is the picture of Mrs. Ramsay, and Mrs. Ramsay is a symbol of the female principle in life, clothed in beauty, in intuitive principle in life, and furnishing force. She obsesses the logical, but arid and sterile and male principle. Her influence work towards the meeting of men and women, towards their become fruitful like herself. Okay, here's some another information which is connected with the art and science, which Mrs. Ramsay said to Lily Briscoe as the painter, and gives stimuli and understanding. And another information she gave about to Caramel, the post that gives heaven from a squirrel and shared with wife, and to Ramsay to philosopher. As a philosopher perspective, she suffers love, comfort, and reference to Stanley and graduate student. She offers a prominent for a personality. Here's some another information about art and science. Okay, it is a woman duties. Further, she talk about woman duties. To what is the woman duties during the Victorian age, and she talked about that because of marriage is considered at the most important thing for them in Victorian age, that which the work is done by the woman at the age of a Victorian, during the Victorian age. Briscoe is Mrs. Ramsay is considered it as their responsibility. Perhaps this is the reason why Mrs. Ramsay is so enthusiastic about making matches. Indeed, she strongly believes that only the getting married can women achieve their facilities. She considered that the marriage is the after the marriage your personality is reflective. Okay, here's some another information, and I have put one line from original text. She insists Lily should marry, and she says to Lily that an unmarried woman has missed the best life. According to Lily Briscoe, she was great at pulling together her family, but by doing so, she smoothed over all the complexities and individual interest of her children and her friend in favor of a greater whole. Mrs. Ramsey is an overbully, but Mrs. Ramsey quality influential people to take the shape. Okay, here's the picture of painter Lily Briscoe and character of Lily Briscoe, the clash of a gender. Here I am going to reflect the personality of Lily Briscoe and how Virginia Woolf reflect her personality with the perspective of feminism. She represents an idealized feminist woman who challenges male hegemony to achieve a sense of individuality. Her finished painting and here I have put it some points with her painting and how she make her half painting, and she completed her another full painting at the end of the novel, serves to establish her role as a truly liberated female artist. Okay, Lily has suffered with the angel in the house, but Virginia Woolf suggests that if a woman want to have their own values, in addition to kill the angel of the house, they have to tell the truth about her, about their own experience. Under such circumstances, the process for Lily to realize her values in full of obstacle. Frequently, she is hunted by the voice of Charles Stanley. Woman can't write, woman can't paint, and this line hurts a lot to Lily Briscoe. She also suffers from the unknowing interpretation of Mr. Ramsey, who often depends her enthusiasm. Gradually, the pressure from patriarchy shakes her confidence. And with the end of the novel, Lily gave the answer to Mr. Ramsey very calmly, and she put it this inner thoughts on her canvas as well. She kept a filler on her surroundings, lest some should carry up, and suddenly she should find her picture looked at. Okay, let's. Okay, I have cast it to the conclusion. Okay, here's the conclusion. Here is many things related with feminism are found in the novel. Many women in novel either or Stanley subvert conventional feminine gender roles. We found that the three daughter of Mrs. Ramsey's daughter are also choose for her to their mother. They wanted to live their life as Lily live. Virginia Woolf's feminist thoughts, be in obscure to be in radical, have a profound insights which are well worth studying. Through the analysis to the Lighthouse from the perspective of feminism. Okay. Another point I have cast to the conclusion, and they free themselves from the partial society and realize self fulfillment. Women and men should live in peace to achievement, and which is indeed the real perception of Woolf's feminism. Okay, here is the citation. And here is the Wikipedia. I have put it Wikipedia citation from Virginia Woolf's information. Here is the quote: "Men's quality are reflected when they give the equality to the women's." Okay, thank you. Sir, your mic is mute. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Questions from the students.
May I ask? May I ask?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Kinnari, I want to uh, ask you that how you see the character of Mrs. Ramsey, that you said that she is the meaning of the story. How you can say that?
Okay. According to me, okay, may I? Yes. Okay. According to me, Mrs. Ramsey is the best example, not the best example, but the good example for this novel because of that she make the family as in one frame. Lily Briscoe is also influenced by her, and the main plus point is that Mrs. Ramsey have their child girls, and she also felt that her girls are also to be a feminist girl as well, like Lily, and as a woman, I felt that she's a good example for this novel.
Okay.
Okay,
Mehal.
may I?
Yeah.
May I
Mehal.
finish? Mehal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now Komal has any question.
Hello, Kerry. My
Yes,
question is uh, how
your,
can
your voice is breaking, Komal.
okay.
Komal, your voice is breaking.
Now am I audible?
Not properly.
Now am I audible?
Okay. I think there is a network issue by your side. You can put a message in chat box as well.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. See, your voice is still breaking. That's why.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Time, you are taking more time still, Kinnari. Yeah. I told again and again because you will disturb the entire schedule, because in the evening still we have third slot, and then I have a class in semester 1 also. So then the entire day will be disturbed if you
I
keep on.
apologize for that.
Yeah. So tomorrow be careful that how much time you have. You have 7 minutes. You know it in advance. You have 7 minutes.
Yes,
So you have
I
to conclude.
apologize for that.
Yeah.
And I will do
Yeah,
my best.
everybody, those who are still remaining today, you be careful that you have prepared slides. It doesn't mean you have to read all the slides. You might have prepared good slides. It is good, you can prepare good slides, but it is not necessary that you have to read each and every slide. You can skip some of the slides depending upon the time, and you can orally say what you have put in that particular slide. So don't read all the slides. You have to prepare better slides, because you are uploading slides separately on the other platform. So the slides should be rich enough with content, but not necessary to read each and every word on the slides. Skip some of the slides and keep the stopwatch before your eyes. So you come to know that now what you have to do. At the 6th minute, you have to start concluding your things. Okay, next one. Yes, next presenter is Komal. Yes, Komal.
Yes. I'm going to send my screen.
Your slides are still not visible. Yeah, your voice also is breaking. Yeah, Komal. Yeah.
Now slide is visible.
Not yet. Not yet. No, we are not able to listen you also. Yeah.
Now I will.
Not yet. No, let us take Mehal now. Mehal, you come here to Komal. You have to disconnect. You can check it out again your network, and then you reconnect. Yeah? Disconnect right now your devices. refresh your devices and rejoin. Yeah. Mehal, you can do the presentation. Komal, you are not able to listen your voice also. So check it out your devices. Yes, Mehal. Yeah, please start.
Yes, sir. Just I'm sharing my screen. Okay, my screen is visible right now.
Hi,
Okay.
yes, it is visible. You please start. Yeah.
Very good afternoon to all of you. And today I'm going to present about existentialism in Waiting for Godot. Uh, Waiting for Godot is a play by Samuel Beckett. It is a very interesting play. It is an absurd play, so the importance of the play as an existential drama lies in the multiplicity of meaning which critics have discovered in it. Some characters from the play: Lucky, Estragon, Pozo, and Vladimir. And there are another two character names. Uh, Boy, who is the messenger, and Godot. Godot, the character will never appear in the whole play. Existentialism. When we are talking about existentialism, then let's see the definition of the existentialism. Existentialism is a philosophical theory that people, free agent who have control over their choice and action. It is all about the freedom and choice and action. So through that, one can show his or her existence. Some philosopher on the existentialism who contribute their work on that, like Kierkegaard, Albert Camus, Martin Heidegger, Jean-Paul Sartre. Uh, in the Waiting for Godot, both the characters are waiting for Godot. Now, question is that who is Godot? Godot is male or female, and where he lies and when he will come into the play. But because the Vladimir and Estragon both are waiting for Godot, and it is a topic for thinking about the existentialism and existence of the Godot. There is something misleading about this printed text. So in the play, they both are waiting for some inevitable, but what is it? If the Godot is inevitable things, then where is he or she? If he has any kind of a gender. Sometimes our thinking tell us that it is just illusive, an illusion, nothing more than that. Vladimir and Estragon, who are raw substance of commonly, dressed up in accident of occupation role relations, and the time is stopped for the Vladimir, but not the Estragon. So Estragon is a person who said that we have always find something to give the impression we exist. So if we try to show the existence of ourselves, then we try also to impression for the other. So there is a tongue of the otherness, and on that Sartre gave his contribution. There is a dialogue by Estragon that never neglect the little things of life, but Stephen Hawking point out that this care for the little things of has ultimately made the whole of human existence insignificant by an avoidance of the fundamental question and things of life. So we try to show ourselves and try to impression. Kierkegaard was a philosopher, and he contributed for that. And we can say that his her his point for that it is very important. So he said that exist means to be processed to becoming something. So we can say that waiting in a waiting for Godot. This is the process of Vladimir and Estragon to be something and try to show their exist in the waiting for Godot. According to Kenneth, the play construct about its two actors, Vladimir and Estragon. The condition and the quality of waiting too much so that no one blamed the dramatist perverse whim for the withholding of Godot and disappointment of the expectation, because they are disappointed because of they never see the Godot and they never met him or her. The long waiting for Godot and who does never appear throughout the play. But there is an entry of boy who is the messenger of Godot, and he said that he will come tomorrow, sir. And still, Vladimir and Estragon are waiting for Godot tomorrow and next tomorrow. But the Godot will never appear in the play. Waiting for Godot is indeed a play that demonstrates theme of existentialism. Two main characters, played as Vladimir and Estragon, are put into the absurd situation, just like humans have been put in the world without any purpose. They have a purpose to meet Godot, but their situation is very absurd. In whole play, they do nothing to change their miserable condition. Existentialism emphasis on the practice of doing something and creating purpose while accepting existence in this world. Hence, they have a free will to make their life better. And it is a say that it is a freedom and choice. They can come out of this situation and can give their lives meaning, but they do nothing but waiting only. Estragon's dialogue is notable in that this regard, that nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It is awful because his life is awful and situation is also awful. Pozo and Lucky both are important characters. Through the character Pozo and Lucky, we can see the situation and master and slave relationship between them. Because Lucky has a freedom and choice to be to go away from the poser, but he can't, and he never think about that, but he doing same thing through in act 2 as well, because the character poser become blind, but then even he never go away from him and be a slave of him. Confusion. Boy, what am I to tell Mr. Godot, sir? This is the dialogue from the act 2 at the end, and we can see that Vladimir said that tell him, and he hesitated. Tell him you saw me. There is a act 1. There is a dialogue from by Vladimir that tell him that you saw us, but here we can conclude that Vladimir get his existence and he wants to show his existence. So he said that tell him you saw me, not us. Through the character, in a play, Samuel Butler the picture of human of situation of the human mind. Waiting is a desire according to me in this play. Through that, they came to know about the life and absurdity of life. The law of nature will continue going on, and time also going on still and never stop if we are die or live. So necessary things can be absurd, and absurd things can necessary at any time. Work citations. Thank you so much for your.
So your work citation, show the slide, last slide, previous slide.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, yes, yeah, questions from the students. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Mehal, am I audible?
Yes, Nirali.
Okay, Mehal, can you please throw some light on, is Samuel Beckett only questioning the existence of God, or we can see the theme of existence in the character of the play, Waiting for Godot?
See, Godot is a character who is never come in the throughout the play. So we don't know about the character of the Godot. Who is he? Where he is like? So even we don't know that if he is exist or not. So how we can say that Godot will be a death, or we can say that it is a desire of the Vladimir and Estragon.
Okay, Mehal, thank you.
Yes, Nishtha.
Am I audible?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So, Mehal, uh, how can we see the character of Lucky in the context of freedom?
Okay, so freedom, as we say that existentialism is a research or thinking upon the freedom or choice and action. So Lucky has a opportunity to go from the poser, but he never choose the freedom. Maybe it is a his choice. It is a choice for the to take the decision that he still want to be with poser, but not going anywhere to uh, you know leave him leave him the poser. So that way we can say the freedom of Lucky in a context of freedom in existentialism.
Yeah, okay. Okay, it was good one. Yeah, Mehal, it was well presented. Okay, next one is Nirali. Yes. Nirali. Yeah,
Okay, yes, sir, I am ready.
yeah, okay.
I am presenting my screen through Rita's device. Okay. So today my presentation topic is circular nature of the play, Waiting for Godot. First, I will give you brief introduction of Samuel Beckett, and then I will talk on brief what is absurd theater and Waiting for Godot as an absurd play, and then I will come to the main point, circular nature of the play, Waiting for Godot. So now let's start.
Yes, Nirali, I think you should come straight away to the point because you won't have that much time to speak about all these things. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So you can just show the slides and then come to the main point directly.
Okay, sir.
You can tell that you have put this in these slides about author, about the text, and then you come directly to your point. Yeah.
Okay. In this slide, I have put a brief introduction about author Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett. We all know that Samuel Beckett was an Irish novelist, poet, short story writer, theatre director, and literary translator. He is best known for his absurd play "Waiting for Godot." And then he was awarded a 1969 Nobel Prize in Literature. In this slide, I have put the introduction of author in continue. Now, Waiting for Godot as an absurd play. In this slide, I have put how the phrase absurd theater come, and Martin Esslin was the founder of the term absurd theater. Uh, in this slide, I have put uh, what Kierkegaard said. Absurd theater. According to Kierkegaard, absurd means despair. Before the genre of absurd drama gained popular in the hands of Beckett, Adamov, Ionesco, and Janet's plays were characterized by clearly constructed story and substance of characterization and motivation. Now come to the main point, circular nature of the play, Waiting for Godot, or the dramatic division of the play, Waiting for Godot. the play Waiting for Godot is divided into tragicomedic in two part. The both part is particular in same way. There are many actions and situation movements are the same in both act. In first act, there are many actions like Vladimir and Estragon alone, arrival of Pozzo and Lucky's speech, departure of Pozzo and Lucky, Vladimir and Estragon alone, arrival of Boy as a messenger, departure of Boy, Vladimir and Estragons alone. The same situation or action we will find in Act 2 also. Vladimir and Estragon alone, arrival of Pozzo and Lucky, departure of Pozzo and Lucky, Vladimir and Estragon alone, arrival of Boy as a messenger, departure of Boy, Vladimir and Estragon alone. The play Waiting for Godot is a totally contradiction with the traditional play. In traditional play, we can find the development of character, the middle, the rising action, and also in this play Waiting for Godot, cannot find any action with any meaning, or we can say meaningless action. Above the both division in Act 1 and Act 2 are Beckett's way of making the statement about the nature of the play. That is the play in circular nature. As the same Act 3, 4th, and 5th could be added, having the same structure or meaning. But what does it all mean is the most frequent statement or question after one has seen or finished reading a play from the theater of the absurd movement. Uh, no definite conclusion can ever be offered to Waiting for Godot because the play is essentially circular and repetitive in nature. The structure of each act is exactly alike. The setting and the time is the same in both acts. Each act begins with early in the morning, just as the two trams Vladimir and Estragon awakening, and both acts close with the moon having arise. The action takes place in the same setting, lonely, isolated road in countryside. We can never told that where the road is located. Thus, in both act first and two, there is no difference in either setting or in time. Both acts end with same words, voiced differently. In Act 1, Estragon said that, well, shall we go? Vladimir said, let's go. And in Act 2, Vladimir said that, well, shall we go? Estragon said, yes, let's go. And the stage direction following these lines are exactly the same in each age. They do not move. In both acts, arrival of Pozzo and Lucky, we notice that even though their physical appearance has theoretically changed, likewise, the boy messenger, theoretically different, brings the exactly same message. Mr. Godot will not come today, but he will surely come tomorrow. All these make the two acts clearly repetitive, circular in structure, and the fact that these repetitions are so obvious in the play is Beckett's manner of breaking away of the tradition play and the asserting the uniqueness of his own circular structure. Here are the references.
Okay, good. Yes, the questions. Yeah, questions. Nishtha and Payal. Yeah.
Nirali, the play is not following the traditional way, but it has a firm structure based on repetition and balance. So, can you throw some light on this? That is there any meaning or logic behind this repetition in this play?
Yes, Nishtha. We all know that Waiting for Godot is an absurd play. Through this repetition of dialogue, the reader may not find any meaning. So that's why we can include in this play in the genre of absurd play. There is no any climax, middle, and or even any ending. So through this, Samuel Beckett's portrait the picture or condition of the people after World War II without any ambition or ambiguity or any desire.
Thank you.
Yes, Payal, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
My question is, Nirali, you believe in hope and why related hope connected with this play?
Yes, I am believing in hope because through this we can move further and continue our work. Yes, your question is why hope is in this play. So. Samuel Beckett portrayed the picture of condition of people after the World War II. So there is the condition of people without any ambition or hope. So may Vladimir and Estragons are waiting for Godot. They both have hope that Godot will come tomorrow. So they are waiting. So may Samuel Beckett wants to give the message that hope will continue to work people.
Okay, good one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, next one is Nishtha. Yes, Nishtha.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, remember the time. Yes, don't forget the time limit.
Very good afternoon to all. So, as we all know, that Waiting for Godot is the celebrated absurd play by Samuel Beckett, and it raises so many questions about existentialism, absurdity of life, and universal question. But we have this question that why are there no female characters in Waiting for Godot? So it is a play by Samuel Beckett and originally written in French. And the British Royal National Theatre has marked that it is the most significant English language play of the 20th century. Okay, so we know that there are only male characters, Vladimir, Estragon, Pozo. There are no any single female character. So as we know that plays are to be performed not only for read. So when a writes a play, so he writes for male cast, so or female cast. So Samuel Beckett has only written for a male cast, and when female women have decided that there is no female character, so let's performed it on stage. But in 1980, Beckett objected that women's theater they cannot play these roles because women would not be able to deliver an accurate portrayal of the characters, and there is typo error in Beckett objected Beckett's spelling. So women cannot deliver, they cannot philosophically argument, as we know that Lucky's long dialogue they cannot deliver in that manner in men can do, and he objected, and his main argument was that women don't have a prostate. As we know that Vladimir frequently leaves the stage for urinate, and women cannot do this, but this cannot be the answer that why women cannot play. And this is a caricature by caricature of Beckett by Edmund as Waldman after the objection of this play. So we don't know the answer, but we can interpret that why there is no any women character. So as we know that women's there is no hope for reproduction and regeneration without women, and no hope. There were two world war, and after this play has written, so it is about after world war there is no hope, there is no life, and there is no meaning behind world war as well, and the death is ultimate truth. No reproduction, it means no life, no birth, and there is no meaning behind our birth. So no women, no reproduction. But behind this interpretation, we have also one question, that are women just a medium for reproduction? What is the about the women's existence or their life? So the second interpretation we can do that stereotypes of gender. So as we know that the stereotype of gender, that women are more weak than men. So Vladimir, as we can say that he is like a man, and Estragon as a woman. One he used to wear head, like he is intellectual, Vladimir, and Estragon is used to wear boots, and there is proverb in Gujarati that Strini Buddhi Pani Hoy. So we can compare this in Indian concept also, that Estragon is in stereotype gender, he is a female, and Estragon is more big than Vladimir. And in birthday party, we can see that Meg has the problem of this short-term memory, and Estragon also has this problem of short-term memory. And in Pozo and Lucky, so we can see that men and women, husband and wife. In the To the Lighthouse, Mrs. Ramsey have blind faith on her husband, as Lucky has blind faith on his master Pozo. And when we see in Indian concept, in today's concept, that for Indian women, husband is like a god, Pati, Parmeshwar. So we can interpret in this way also, that there are a representation of women by these men. So the third interpretation is that patriarchal thinking, that the world is only for men, there is nothing for women. Men can only think philosophically, like the question of existence, the question of absurdity of human life, the uncertainty of time. So nothing about women. So in conclusion, we can just interpret the absence of female characters and cannot get the proper answer. And we cannot now ask Samuel Beckett also. So this question is still open for all to interpret the answer, that why there are absence of female characters, what is the possible reason behind it. We can interpret in many ways. Work cited. Thank you.
Yes, good point. Huh? Good article also, and good point you have discussed. Yes, questions from students? Payal and Ravina.
Yes, sir, I'm asking.
I have no question.
So my question is that in Waiting for Godot, there is no female character. But if we think that if there is female character in Waiting for Godot, so how the female character work out in this play?
Okay, thank you. I had also this question, that if there is female characters, then what their role? We cannot answer this, but if there were female characters, so we could know that the existence of also the women's life and the absurdity of women's life. So according to me, Vladimir can be represented as a female character.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, it was a good point that it is open for interpretations, and a good finding that you have done about an experiment being done. And Beckett also objected to this, that well, it should not be open to that. Play it as it is, play it as it is. But after his death, many all-women groups have experimented with this plays performance, keeping all the women also there. But there are very interesting interpretation can be done, that how we visualize men and women, and that all becomes very interesting to question. the questions which Vladimir is raising, also about Godot's existence, very Godot's existence, even if he is considered as God itself, then also how far the women will be able to question that. That also is very important to be seen in that reference also. So people are looking in a way like how it is easy for a man to be atheist when you want to question the existence of God or the character of God or the nature of God. How difficult it is perhaps for a woman to have the same kind of questioning spirit about Godot or God that you can interpret and you can give here. Yes, Kavisha, you have anything to say?
Yes, sir. I want. Sir, we have referred Camus' Myth of Sisyphus, and in that work also Camus is trying to illustrate certain examples to justify what is Myth of Sisyphus, and that illustrations also focuses on male gender. So his work also can be questioned that why there is no illustrations of female from existential point of view.
Yes, yeah, that is yeah. So that is like when we question those thinkers, we also question that whether how far it is so with women, or when you see the questioning spirit of men and women, then what is history giving us as an example? What is history giving as an example? What are the myths telling to us? That becomes very important in that question. Maybe most of the mythical reading or the kind of the characters which are being constructed mythically, historically, theologically, politically, socially, culturally, that they perhaps are not locating gender or women into that position where it becomes necessary to doubt everything or to question everything. And that is a very interesting challenge for the contemporary women also, or like the women in the 20th century accepted that challenge. And so Simone de Beauvoir, Virginia Woolf, they started questioning, they started doing all those things there. That is a very important point that you can see. So Virginia Woolf's still like see, the problem is that Virginia Woolf's character Mrs. Ramsay is still read in that traditional sense, as if that is the center of the narrative. Virginia Woolf is questioning that center into the universe, is still questioning that centrality, and so the vision of Lily Briscoe is very important. But as an artist, Virginia Woolf will not tell clearly that, well, you should do this. That you should do this is not the role of an artist. Artists will not say that you should. If they will just put the things as it is. It is up to the readers to read. So how we read, and still many people still go towards the idea that Mrs. Ramsay is a good woman. Mrs. Ramsay is the center of the novel. So it is not the center of the novel, but it is the center of our thinking universe. Our thinking universe. And so far as that centrality is not disturbed, the other readings in all these philosophers' writings, the women will struggle to find a space. But many women now, in the post last century, many of the women has raised the voice, and so now today, if anybody thinks of writing, then they may have a question. They may have many more modern examples, modern, not the mythical, but the modern example which comes after around 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, where you have many interesting voices of the women, which tries to say those things. But how we look, how by and large people still look at those things, is still problematic in this. That is why this keeps on happening there. Okay, next one. Who is the next presenter? Payal?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
I'm audible, sir?
Yes, yeah, you're audible.
present screen. Hello, all of you. Hello.
Yeah, please go on. Yeah, we are able to listen. Yeah,
I'm
please
audible.
continue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Payal Chudasama. My topic is brief introductions of the Westland. So let's start. Introductions of the West. The Westland, written by T. Eliot, 1882-1965. This poem is longest poem. After 3 years, published in October 1922. Poem published in newspaper. One like the newspaper is the paper. I is the noise our this poem is one the 400 the aspect of divided to this models of two forms of the and luxury, disillusionment and this of past problem of modern of criticism for the four lands. First, westland of the old, second of in the three characters of this poem. Thereus is the narrator and protagonist character. Hemus. We also know the Hera god and Socrates is
Yes, I think we are not able to listen to her. No. Yes, Payal, we are not able to listen you. I think you are disconnected from that device. You are speaking from another device. Yes, Payal. You have to see, keep your audio video on from the same. You have connected from Nitesh Chudasama's device, where you are constantly speaking something. But we are not able to listen you, and I think you are not able to listen us. She is constantly speaking there with the other device, but we are not able to get you, and I think she is not able to listen us. That's why I told that use same device, where video and audio, keep it in one device, where you have good connection, faster network, audio video, you can put that and you can share from another device. She continues speaking there. In the video, I can see she is constantly speaking, but she is not able to either listen us, and we are not able to listen because that mic is muted mic. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so she will come live afterward. Then we will say we can move on to the next one. Yeah. Who is after Payal is Ravina.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ravina.
Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon to all. Here I am presenting the topic from modern literature. For that, I am presenting my screen.
I'm able to, sir.
Hi, yes, yeah. Play your presentation and you can start.
Restart, yeah.
No, Payal, afterwards now. Yeah, you are not able to listen. We gave some instructions, but you are not able to listen us. Yeah. Okay, now Ravina, yes, you continue.
Okay,
My
sir.
presentation is finished.
Yes, yeah, it is done. Yeah.
Okay.
You need to still prepare very well. And I've told that you keep audio video from the same device. Then we can see you are talking something, but we're not able to listen your voice because audio was from another device. So keep in the one device both the things. Then you will
Okay.
be able to do some rehearsals.
Okay.
Do some rehearsals properly so you can see that things work in a better way.
Hello, sir. May I start?
Yes.
Okay. So very good afternoon to all. Here I am come with the topic that Tiresias and his significance in the poem The Westland. So there is table of content. Objective of my presentation to define the position of Tiresias in this poem, which are the reference of Tiresias in this poem, what was the role of Tiresias in the poem of Westland. Define Tiresias as a heart of the poem, Tiresias as a metaphorical voice of Iliad. So in this slide, introduction of T.S. Eliot. He was an American-born British poet, essayist, publisher, and playwright, literary critic, and editor. He was won Nobel Prize for Literature in the year of 1948. And also we can say that nevertheless, Eliot was unequaled by other 20th century poet in the ways of in which he commanded the attention of his audience. In the next slide, introduction about the Westland. The poem Westland, published in 1992. The Westland poem is widely regarded one of the most important poem of 20th century and also a central work in modernist poetry. This poem is divided in 5 parts, and also in which we find that not Eliot not present any single point or any single subject, but we find that collection of various images. We know that there are sudden changes of time, location, speaker, and even language with the fragments of German, French, and Sanskrit language. So, Tiresias in Greek mythology. So, what is the importance of Tiresias? What in Greek mythology? Tiresias was a blind, immortal, and telling about the future. It means a prophet. There are several illusions in mythic Tiresias noted by Leo Brisson. That is divided in 3 groups. First, that is about Tiresias sex change episode. Second is blinding by Athena. That is also famous one, and third one is misadventures of Tiresias. The figure of Tiresias recurs in the later European literature as a prophet and as man and woman. As we know that he was a bisexual, that he was caused by Hera, and then he become man to woman. As he was immortal, so he had a vast experience of life as a man and as well as woman. So, in this slide, we come to know that what is the importance and role and position of Tiresias in the poem Fastland. In the third section of the poem, the Fire Sermon, the position is clear that T.S. Eliot point out by name of Tiresias the things, but in the other parts like what Thunder said and other part we don't we not find any clear position to give Tiresias. But after interpreting the things from point of view of Tiresias, that we know that come to know that Tiresias is present in the whole poem. So his position in the poem is not that of mere spectator, but a disconnection and assigned him almost omniscient authority, rising above the over voicing with a tone of certainty and thus providing a balance to otherwise dislocated of atmosphere. That is the lines from poem mushing upon the king by brother's wreck and on the king by father's death before him. Here we come to know that a relationship with the kingfisher. Tiresias has suffered a lot, and he is of the past and also a present. As a brother of we find that relationship of kingfisher with Tiresias as a brother. So that is the lines from part 3, the fire sermon, in which I Tiresias through blind throbbing between two lives, old man with a wrinkled female breast. So in which we find that here T.S. Eliot first mentioned Tiresias by name during a single section, the fire sermon, in which we find that the clear point that Tiresias thought blind, throbbing between two lives. Here we find that uh, two lives, that mean one as a woman and one as a man. In Fire Sermon, we also know that let's play the presentation. It's loading. Yes. So in which we come to know that there is a Tiresias through blind throbbing between two lives. Here we come to know that this one. And also in Fire Sermon, we find that T.S. Eliot present Tiresias as a narrator. He narrates all things that T.S. Eliot mentioned, all the things through the eyes of Tiresias. So in that sense, we can say that Tiresias' role is very important in this poem. The next slide, in which we find that he's by name he's mentioning T.S. Eliot. Here Tiresias described an early evening scene in a city. What he was looking in early evening, that is T.S. Eliot mentioned by the eyes of Tiresias. That is there. In the next slide, we find that the lines, "Oh city, oh city, city, I can sometimes hear beside a public bar in a lower Thames." In this line, also present in the poem, in which we interpreting Tiresias present at here we can say that Tiresias roams modern London and hears a timeless sound, including music from the ancient instrument and chatter of fishermen and that all. So, conclusion. So thus, Tiresias seems to present the internalized understanding of the speaker, which Eliot is fundamentally attempting to seek out. But here we can find that Tiresias is the speaker. At some point, he was the speaker of the poem. It is through the prophetic omniscience and Tiresias that is communicate. Thus, he is the core of at the heart of the poem. With Tiresias' point of view, we find that other characters, movement, and all the things, as well as connecting the present state of Westland, the figure uh, foreseeable resolution and recovery. Whether he is viewed as the mythological prophet, the metaphorical voice of Iliad, for the embodiment of every chapter in the poem, it is evident that the text would seem distinguished and purposeless without her presence. In a way, if we try to imagine the wasteland without Tiresias' role in this poem, so we cannot conclude all the meanings of the poem. So that's all from my side. Work cited. And thank you so much.
So see, yes, Ravina, if you
Yes.
will use some quotes from the work cited, then you will get a full score also. So try to everybody, and this is for everybody. Whichever work you are citing, use something from that also in your material and say that in so and so article, so and so person is saying this. So that will help you in scoring full marks in your presentation. Yes, questions, very quick questions.
Yes, I have one question. Ravina, as you referred to Tiresias, so should we rely on Tiresias as a narrator, or is he an unreliable narrator? Because his voice is very much convincing, so convincing on one side, and on the other side, you had also mentioned that he is the cure at the heart of the poem in the conclusion slide. So, what is your take on that?
Yes, I want to say that Tiresias' role in this poem. So, in the particular part, the fire sermon, that is his role is very much clear. That T.S. Elias mentioning the name of Tiresias, that role is very much clear. But in the other section, we have to interpret. On our views on this line, and that through we come to we connect Tiresias' role of in this poem. So if you interpreting another way by not mentioning Tiresias, then you will find a different result. So in the fire sermon, I want to say that fire sermon the role is very much clear, but in the other parts we cannot say that that is uh, the mentioning of Tiresias that not clear. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, welcome.
Okay, Ravina, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, audible.
So my question is, can we see that the whole poem we can see the through the eyes of Tiresias?
As I'm saying that the fire sermon, that part we very much clear said that that is his role was very much clear. But as I am answering Kavisha's question, also I am mentioning here that whole the poem we cannot say, see that the eyes of Tiresias. But we interpret in this way, so we interpreting is more interpretation Yes, Rita, I'm answering your question.
Yes, Ravina. Thank you.
Okay, the next one, the last one for this is Rita. Yes, yes, Rita,
Hello.
be precise in your time. Okay, manage your time properly.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
So I'm presenting my presentation through the Nirali's device.
Hello, I'm audible.
yes, Ravina. Okay, fine. Yeah, now next presenter we are taking here.
So So, hello everyone. My presentation topic is Waiting for Godot is an absurd play. So, first, when we see the Waiting for Godot, at the time, the first question is stuck in our mind is that what is the absurd play? What is the characteristic of the absurd play? So, first we can see the what is the absurd play. So, the word absurd means foolishness, senseless, opposed to reason, something silly or ridiculous. The play focused largely on the idea of existentialism and express what happens when human existence lack meaning or purpose and communication breakdown. The play of absurd have no story or no plot, or we can say that no beginning or no ending. So, Martin Aslin. Martin Aslin, who is a British dramatist, critic, translator, journalist, and he found the term the theater of absurd. In his work, he point out that there is no such a thing as a regular movement to absurd dramatist. The theater of absurd delights the insoluble problem called identity crisis. Though humans put in various effort in searching for an answer to the question, who am I? And also, this work has been called the most influential theatrical text of the 1960s. So here are some characteristics of the absurd play. No story, no plot, neither a proper beginning or nor ending, no characterization and motivations, unexplained themes, useless dialogue, imitation of dreams or nightmares instead of nature. So, Waiting for Godot is an absurd play. The play Waiting for Godot is written by Samuel Beckett. He is a Irish novelist, short story writer, and also director of theatre. Samuel Beckett was awarded in 1969 Nobel Prize for his writing. The play Waiting for Godot is published in 1952 in French as an attendant Godot, and then Samuel Beckett who translate into English. The first performance of the Waiting for Godot in 5th January 1953, and genre of the play is a tragicomedy and absurdist fiction. In this novel, we can find the 6 characters like Godot, Vladimir, Estragon, Pozzo, Lucky, and Boy. So, the first thing is we can find that in this play we cannot find any story or plot. Here we can not find any beginning or no end. The play start with the waiting and end with the waiting. And also the character Vladimir and Estragon do not go anywhere. Stand still in the front of the audience and do nothing except passing the ball. Throughout the play, they talk and pass the time. The play lack of action. Here, Vladimir and Estragon wait for a Godot and audience perceive that perhaps the play, perhaps the story when Godot will come at the time the play is starting. But here we cannot find. We can see that the way in the beginning of the play, Vladimir and Estragon both are both are waiting for Godot, and still at the end they both are waiting. So meaninglessness of life. Theater of Excel presented the life and meaninglessness, and one that could simply end in a casual language. There was a reflect in the society of the time. It was because of the following reasons: mechanical nature of man and life, aligned world, time, isolation. In the waiting for God, we can see the senseless activity of meaningless dialogue of Vladimir and Estragon. Throughout the play, they both are talk and passing the time. So, useless dialogue make waiting for Godot as an absurd play. We all know that dialogue are create the action of the play. Action loses its importance without worthy dialogues. In the case of waiting for Godot, no action has been presented. Therefore, dialogues are boring and they are just passing the time. Here, Vladimir and Estragon dialogues are also resolved around one thing. They repeat. Here we can find in the both the act dialogues are many dialogues are repeated like nothing. Nothing is symbolized nothing. Here they repeated the same dialogues in the whole drama. Like the play concludes with the famous dialogues. Vladimir says that, well, shall we go? And Estragon answers that, yes, let's go. But they don't move. Importance of repetition. Here we can find the absurd play has repetitive cyclical structure. Here we can find that the whole play perform in the similar setting, debris, and timing is similar, both the act, day to moonrise. Action of the, we can throughout the play, we can see the similar action like head sweeping scenes, similar act structure, and also the many dialogues are, I'm talking about the dialogue, many dialogues are similar, like Estragon says that, what do we now? Vladimir said, wait for a Godot, and Estragon says, eh, and then silence. The whole play is about waiting. So I'm concluding my presentation through this famous sentence: nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It's awful. So thank you. Here is my work citation. Thank you.
Okay, yes, quick questions. Yeah.
Yes. Rita, how do you see the concept of death as this play, Waiting for Godot, as an absurd play? So there is the concept of death also. So how do you read that?
Sorry, pardon me.
Yes, there is the concept of death also, and your presentation talks about absurdism. So in this play, how do you read the concept of death as from the absurdist point of view?
Yes, through this here we can talk about the absurd theater and absurd play. The
I am asking with reference that they are making a joke on death also. So they create a funny kind of situation around death.
Yes, Kavisha. Sorry, but right now I'm not answer your question. Sorry for that.
No problem.
Once
Yes,
again,
next
sorry.
one. Yeah, next one. Next one, who is the another one to ask the question? Kinnari? Yes, Kinnari. Are you there, Kinnari? I think the second one to ask the question it was Kinnari, but I think she has left.
Sir, may I ask something?
Yes.
Rita, so my question is that waiting for Godot, it start with nothing to be done, but nothingness itself suggests something. So how can we read in this play? Can you please throw some light on that?
Yes, the whole play is about the absurdity and repetition of the dialogue, and the word nothing is also symbolized the repetition of the absurd, and in the nothing also symbolize the whole things is hello.
Okay, fine, no problem. Okay, now, so what you are supposed to do now is you have to give your scoring. Yes, you have to, let me share this screen. Here you have to do peer and self-evaluation. So don't forget to mark it out, all the presenters who presented here, with selecting the right things there in the paper titled The Modernist Literature. And those who are present, you have to do the evaluation there. So don't forget to complete this task as here. Okay. Okay, so it was good by and large. Nice, everybody presented very well. We had very remarkable observation from Nishtha's presentation about female characters playing the thing, and also Kavisha's also about this dinner party and birthday party, absurdity about all those things were there. Okay, all in a way presented very well. So tomorrow, just we have to see that we be careful about time. Exactly 7, if possible 5. Let there be more time for questions. So that will be better rather than you only speak. So, but be careful about, do rehearsal about your time. Keep the stopwatch before your eyes, so you can do your things according to the time. Not even a second more than 7 minutes. If it is less, no problem, but not even a second more than 7 minutes that you have to do. I hope the next slots participants also have joined now, so they also might be listening that this is what you are supposed to do in this. Okay. Okay, so now slot number 2 can start leaving. They can start leaving the things, and we are going to start. We will start within 20 minutes. We take a small break of 20 minutes in between.